Attention all basketball fans. CMG Sports presents the Posting Up Podcast, where Lucas Boldick, Sean Scanlon, and King Zay discuss the latest news and topics throughout the NBA. So, if you have a love for basketball, make sure you check out the Posting Up Podcast, live every Tuesday and Saturday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also available for download on every podcast platform.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to All Four Downs. Week 14 of the NFL is kicking off on Thursday. We got the game covered, plus all the games on Sunday and Monday Night Football. I'm with Hector V. I'm Ovi Muniz. Listen, we made some hell of improvements this last weekend, and we're going to cover just a little bit. We're going to cover the standings because that's more important leading into this week because, one, it's week 14. Right. And now is the time to actually look at the playoffs and see how's that happening. So, Hector, you ready for this?
Let's do this, man. We're getting close to crunch time.
Hey, I feel like I wish I had a DJ panel right here. Put the needle on the record. Put the needle on the record.
Put the needle on it. I got the power.
We were seeing some other songs before the show started, like rumors, right? Like we're definitely gonna be covering the rumors that's going around football. But first, hey, let's look at the standings real quick, and see what's going on because it's very interesting. It's funny because there's a big change from mid-season till now, and we'll start with again the AFC first. The New England Patriots defeating the Buffalo Bills on Monday Night Football. And look at them. They're 9-4. They're 2 games ahead of the Buffalo Bills. Well, technically a game and a half because they will have a bye week this weekend. So they get a chance to savor the moment, right? But if you look at it, man, New England's number 1 seed. Who would ever thought about that, right? And who would ever thought that the Patriots being in first place when a lot of people predicted the Bills were going to be AFC contenders? And I think you were one of them too.
Yeah, I have Buffalo representing the AFC for the Super Bowl, but lately Buffalo's been questioning my pick here, just the way things been going with them. So, it was crazy what happened Monday night. Things are starting to slide downhill like an avalanche for Buffalo.
Look, Miami is winning 5 in a row. Buffalo, like I said, we saw it. I mean, like Bill Belichick said in his post conference that he was run down, which is very comical to hear him say that in response to Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, who was trying to downplay on the performance of the Patriots, and he was telling his side of the story that the Bills didn't execute right at the very end of the game, which I understand what he said. Turnovers is a killer, but you got to give props to New England, man. I mean, allowing Mac Jones only to have 3 pass attempts, that is crazy. It's like watching the Army football team.
Yeah, I mean, Mother Nature played a big role in this, and obviously New England knew how to adjust to the weather conditions. Buffalo didn't, and that's their downfall. I mean, I did go for Buffalo in this game. I know you went for New England. I don't think we really took the weather into factor in this, but when I finally got to see the weather, temperature wise, everything, okay, this is going to be a whole different ball game. But yeah, it's all about how to prepare for the elements that you're given. And New England did what they had to do, and I think Buffalo is wrong on every level, after the game, whether it be the coaches or the players going into the press conference, just saying all the wrong things. Look, just lick your wounds. You lost. It doesn't matter how many times you was in the red zone. Okay, the thing is you did not get it done. Okay, you should have figured out a game plan while you was in the red zone more times than your opponent, and you still couldn't get it done. And technically, you only scored 3 points. Buffalo only scored 3 points. That touchdown was just a botched little barely touch of a helmet. So
Right.
New England outplayed them in the bad condition.
Absolutely. Hey, looking at the AFC North. Oh, before we even get there, hold on for a sec. Let's bring it back. In the AFC East, do you think the Patriots will remain in first place and win that division?
Do you have the standings up, or are you just talking?
I have it up. I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, I don't see anything. But
You
okay.
don't you don't see how about now?
No, all I see is all four downs. Isn't that something else we're doing? There we go. Now I see it.
All four downs, man. I might have to double check my studio real quick to make sure that everything's functioning right. But
That's all
yeah,
right.
do you think the New England Patriots will finish first place and win the division?
Right now, honestly, even though I've had Buffalo picked, but yes, I think New England will win that division because you look at their 4 games that's left, okay, and then look at Buffalo's remaining 5 games of their schedule. Buffalo has a harder schedule, remaining schedule than New England. Honestly, if you look at just who they're playing, New England's toughest test is going to be this Sunday at Indianapolis. Other than that, okay, yeah, they got another rematch with Buffalo, but I think they're in Buffalo's head right now. Jacksonville, Miami. You can't tell me. I don't think New England's going to take these teams for granted, but if they continue playing the style of football they have, that got them 7 in a row, they're going to clinch this division pretty quickly. And I think it's going to come down to that Buffalo game next week, whether they're going to is it next week or the following week that they're going to
The
clinch
following
it.
week.
Yeah,
They play the
that
Colts, then the Bills, and then the last 2 games of the
right,
season,
right.
Jaguars and
Uh,
Dolphins. So
So in two
yeah.
weeks, yeah, that right there will be the clincher. If Buffalo finds a
Mhm.
way of winning that game, then we talk about something different because the last 2 games for New England and Buffalo are very favorable in their schedule. It's just that matchup right there is going to come down to who's going to win that division. But I think right now the Patriots are the heavy favorite to win that division. I think so.
All right. I agree with you. AFC North, the Ravens are in first place. Do you think that they will maintain and win the division?
I really don't think so. Can we get the standings again? I see New England and Buffalo, but yeah, I I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, um, yeah, I still see the East, but you look at Baltimore's remaining schedule versus Cincinnati's remaining schedule. To me, it favors Cincinnati just a little bit more, even though they still got to play each other one more time. Okay, and Cincinnati did kind of decimate Baltimore when they played first time around. It could be a little different, but I think Baltimore's a little banged up. And knowing that they still got Green Bay, the Rams on their schedule for the NFC non-conference games for the Ravens, that's going to be really tough for them. Cincinnati, yeah, they got a tough one against San Francisco, but you talk about Denver and Cleveland. I think those are 2 winnable games for Cincinnati coming down the stretch. Casey's going to be a tough one, but I just think that when it comes down to again, like the Buffalo New England situation, it may come down to that tiebreaker between Baltimore and Cincinnati. And I think right now Cincinnati has a slight edge, in my opinion, over Baltimore for that division title.
I'll tell you what. I like Cincinnati Bengals. I want them to win it. But if there's any other team that I say that could sneak in, it's the Cleveland Browns. I mean, a lot of people are not picking
Hmm.
them because of their status. But Cleveland
Right.
does play Baltimore this weekend, and
Yes.
Baltimore is really banged up, man. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I think their luck is running out. And that look, man, I understand they're surviving, but sooner or later, reality is gonna hit. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
the Browns, the Steelers. I'm not sold on the Steelers. I know they're winning their games as of late, but I don't think they have enough because Ben Roethlisberger is not moving around like he used to be, and his rumor is that this is his last season as a Steeler. So we'll
Yeah.
see from
Yeah.
there. AFC
Mm-hmm.
South, the Titans are in first place. The Colts, Texans, and Jaguars. Well, we'll leave out the Texans and Jaguars out. They're 2-10, so definitely they're not winning. But I like the Colts. I think they have a chance to get ahead of the Titans.
You know, I, that to me is tough because Indianapolis has two hard games coming up this week against New England. Then they got to go to Arizona. That's going to be tough to me. Even though Tennessee's a little more banged up than what Indianapolis is, but Tennessee got a little more favor on their side. They got Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, the next two games, so that's almost winnable. They got San Francisco, which is going to be tough. Miami's going to be tough because we know they're on fire right now. Okay, and then they finish off with Houston. So the middle of Tennessee's schedule between San Francisco and Miami, I think it's going to be tough. So, but I think out of their five games, I still think Tennessee has the slight advantage depending on what Indianapolis does this week and next week, because they can
Mm.
finish off with the Raiders and the Jaguars. I think that's two winnable games for the Colts. So they will. I think in order for the Colts to win this division, they're going to have to either beat New England or Arizona. I don't think they're going to beat both of them and finish at least 10-7 and hope for a meltdown from the Tennessee Titans and hoping that maybe Pittsburgh beats them because they got to go there to Pittsburgh. Okay, but then Tennessee's favorite, they kind of favors them because they're at home against San Francisco and Miami, even though it's going to be tough. They go to Houston, that's a wash. Jacksonville to me is a wash. So that's two wins right there. So for Tennessee, that's why I think Tennessee just wins one between Pittsburgh, San Francisco, and Miami. I think that will lock that division up by one game. I think they'll take it over Indianapolis. That's
All
my
right,
thinking.
AFC West. We have the Kansas City Chiefs ahead of the Chargers, Raiders, and Broncos. Look, this division was supposed to be a runaway for the Chiefs, but they had a slow start. Now they've won five in a row themselves, and they're looking
Man.
better and better each week. Their defense are looking better each week. I picked the Chiefs to actually win the division.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I just think they just got all the pieces of the puzzle all together than the other three teams right now. They're getting hot at the right time. What have you done for me lately? Well, I'll tell you what you've done for me lately. The Chiefs are on a roll. They're winning games. I mean, they swept the NFC East this year. I mean, so they
Does
took
that
down.
surprise you?
Well, yes and no. I mean, it can go both ways because they should have lost to the Giants. I mean,
Should have, could
the
have, but
Giants.
didn't.
I know. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Chiefs got it all together. I think in that division, the Chiefs are going to run away as the stretch goes down. The Chiefs wins that division, no problem.
All right, let's head to the NFC East. And here is the standing here. The Cowboys are
No, I'm
ahead
not
two
saying it.
games.
I hear
And
you, but I don't see it.
all right, that's fine.
I just.
The Cowboys, the Washington football team 6-6,
Mhm.
the Philadelphia Eagles 6-7, the New York Giants are 4-8. But hey, listen, the Dallas Cowboys are two games ahead. They face the Washington football team this weekend.
Mhm.
However, as much as I want Washington to win, somewhere down the line, Dallas, I feel, got enough cushion to maintain and win the division.
Yeah, I mean, it was like almost a week or two ago. We all thought that Philadelphia was going to have the easy road, but then they lost to the Giants. So that was a big letdown. So now that kind of erased to me all hopes of the Eagles even trying to think about winning a division. I think the Cowboys are still the favorite to win that division. Maybe Washington will give it an interesting run towards the end because they are on a four-game winning streak. But at the end of it, I think Dallas will win that division, even if it's at 10-7 or 11-6. They'll win that division. I think they got an easier schedule coming down the road, seeing that four of the last five games are against the division
Nothing's
anyway.
ever
So,
easy. Nothing's ever
well,
easy. I'm telling you. I
you
mean,
would
you
think it
thought
to
the
be
Eagles
easier
were
path
supposed
for
to beat the Giants, but ended up losing. So I'm
them.
just saying. And the NFC North, Green Bay Packers 9-3. I think we don't need to cover this much. We know that the Packers
No,
will win the division. I
they
mean,
got it covered.
4-game lead. You can't blow a 4-game lead.
No, the Packers have as many wins as the Vikings, Bears, and Lions all together. I mean, that's just embarrassing for that division, honestly. So they got that division as a wrap. So I mean,
All
they
right.
got what the 12. They got 5 games left, and they got a 4-game lead on the Vikings. Yeah, come on now.
Yeah, no doubt. And NFC South, the Tampa Bay Bucks are 9-3. The Panthers, Falcons, and Saints are 5-7. So yes, of course, the Bucks are going to maintain. I mean, we don't need to
Same,
say anything more on this one because
same
I don't even think
situation.
any of these three teams are going to make it to the playoffs. But then we
Now
look
it'll
at the
be
NFC West. Cardinals, 10-2, number one seed right now. The Rams, 49ers, and Seahawks. The Seahawks 4-8. Man, they're still trying to find an identity. But what's interesting is that the Rams and Cardinals are playing this weekend. At 8-4, I got Arizona still winning this division.
yeah. If the
I
Rams
mean, I
find a
had the
way,
Rams. Right, I had the Rams. I picked the Rams to the Super Bowl, and within the Rams and the Raiders, they're killing me. So
it seems like
I
your
don't know.
Rams are dealing with the same situation as my Buffalo Bills. It's just not going no well. If the Cardinals win this game Monday night, then it's a wrap. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Any hope of the Rams trying to catch them for this division title, it is over with. Just put the nail in the coffin. The Rams, they know they need to win this game to have any possible chance of winning that division.
Not only that division, but placing high in the
Yeah.
seed when it comes to the playoffs, because only the number one team is going to have the advantage of.
Yes.
And again, this is 17 games altogether. 17 games.
Hmm.
So hey, Super Bowl 56. I can't believe we're at 56 already. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
I know I
That's
started
crazy.
watching football when it was Super Bowl 20, and we're at 56 already. So man,
Wow. Well, I could tell you my age, but man, I'll tell you my age without telling you my age. How about that? I started watching it when it was Super Bowl 15. So,
all right, you got 5 years on me. I mean, I watched the Bears beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl that season, and I was getting to know what football is all about. But it's all good though. It's all good.
yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
Giants won the following year, so it was fantastic. Super Bowl 21 is always going to be my favorite. But hey, let's look at the AFC standings in the playoff picture. The top seven: the New England Patriots are number one seed. Then the Titans, Ravens, Chiefs, Chargers, Bengals, and Bills. Outside looking in, the Steelers are hanging in there with a 6-5-1 record. The Colts, and then you have those 500 records, which is the Colts, the Raiders. I'm sorry, the Raiders, Browns, and Broncos. The Broncos are still in the picture. They still have a chance. No one's giving them that much credit, but you never know with that defense that the Bronco has. Can Terry
Yeah.
Bridgewater to step up his game and lead that team, because that's very, very,
Mhm.
very important. Um, and then in NFC, you
I
got the Cardinals at number one. Go ahead.
I think I would talk about the Dolphins a little more than the Broncos. I mean, the Dolphins are making more noise than the Broncos to me. The Broncos are a little inconsistent here. At least the Dolphins is finding some kind of identity. You know what I'm saying?
The
And,
problem with
and starting
Miami is that
going
they
up.
still got to play New England, and New
Oh
England's going
yeah,
to put
I
a
get it.
stop sign to them.
Well, Denver, they still got. I think what do they got? Kansas City still on their list or no? I think they're done with them, but still, I mean, I think it's. I think Miami can jump Denver in the standings there. If
Maybe,
for
but
at
then
least
you got Denver playing Detroit this weekend, so you
because you think
know
about it, if Buffalo starts continuing a down slide, Miami can actually jump them and push themselves into that seventh spot by default because of the division. I don't know. It's just
plenty of games, plenty of
yeah,
games.
yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Arizona, number one seed in the NFC by one game. You have Green Bay and Tampa Bay tied at 9-3. Dallas Cowboys, the Rams tied at 8-4. And then you have Washington football team and the San Francisco 49ers, both 6-6. The Eagles, 6-7. They have a bye week. And then the Minnesota Vikings. There's actually four teams that are tied with 5-7 record that could change it around. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I still believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will find a way to become the number one seed at the end of the season.
You think so? I don't think so.
I think
I
so.
really, I don't
I
think
think
so.
Green Bay may hit a couple of bumps at the end. And I know the schedule thing's easy, and everyone's thinking, "Oh, the Packers got like the best defense." But I somehow think that somehow they're gonna get a couple of more losses before the season's done. And as far as Arizona, they're flying, they're doing good. I'm just still not sold on the Arizona Cardinals, even though they're 10-2.
Green Bay got a favorable schedule though. To me, they do. I mean, okay, they got the Bears Monday night. I
Mm-hmm.
think we could say they're going to win that one. Baltimore, they're a little banged up. They may give them a little bit of trouble because they got to go to Baltimore, maybe. But you got Cleveland, Minnesota, Detroit. I don't see Aaron Rodgers slipping towards the end against these teams. You know, I think he could actually finish 4-1 at worst with that schedule. You know, and finishing 13. What 13? I'm still stuck with this whole 17 game season. Here. 13-4. I
We're
could
so used to
see this.
16 games. I know.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
absolutely
I
right.
could see
Yeah.
I could see the Packers finish 13-4, and giving more
Mm.
of a giving the Arizona Cardinals more of a nervous ride down the road than Tampa Bay or Dallas. I think Arizona is more afraid of what Green Bay can do than what Tampa Bay or Dallas can do. Honestly, I think Dallas is going to get stuck with that number 4 seed regardless. I think so.
I believe so. I believe you. I believe you on that one. But speaking about being stuck, NFL rumors around, and it's getting stuck to my head on this one because the fact that rumors is that there could be a possibility that head coach Sean Payton could leave the New Orleans Saints and maybe head to the New York Giants as being the head coach. How do you feel about that?
I would like to see that. I mean, I would entertain it. You know what I'm saying? I think with somebody like Sean Payton, on as a head coach for the Giants, I think would help shape that whole organization all over again. Something we haven't seen in a very long time. So, I mean, I would like to see it. I don't think we will, but I would love to see something like that. We need somebody like him, running this team.
I think
Seriously, 'cause-
that if that were to happen, Sean Payton will have to be the general manager and the head coach.
yeah, I
I think
think so.
similar to like what Bill Belichick is doing in New England. You know, and to be honest with you, look, check this out. Sean Payton's record as a head coach is 148 wins, 88 losses. Okay, he's 9-8 in the postseason. He has one Super Bowl. I think of 6 times, maybe I'm not sure what the numbers, but he's reached the playoffs, and most of the time he's getting stuck in division rounds. So you got to
Well,
give this guy some credit. And four
and Sean,
times, four
mhm,
times he's finished 13-3 record.
yeah, and let's not forget that Sean Payton was with the Giants organization. Okay,
He was a
he was.
quarterbacks coach for
Yes,
1999,
yes,
and then he was offensive coordinator 2000
yes.
to 2002. However, he
Hmm.
did get pulled in year 2000 for play callings, and the late Jim Fossil, was it Jim Fossil,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, he pulled that away. He took it to the heart, and the Giants ended up going to the Super Bowl. But sadly, we lost to the Ravens. That
Yeah.
was
So
that was an
that
embarrassing moment.
that defense ripped them.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
Ray Ray Allen and everybody else, they tortured us.
all I know is that no losing team has ever been shut out in a Super Bowl, and that was the closest we've ever seen. Because if we didn't run that kick
The
return,
kickoff return touchdown in the beginning of the
yeah,
second half,
yeah,
right?
if we didn't get that, we would have been shut out. Would have been the talk of history. Yeah, exactly.
Kerry Collins was actually the quarterback for the New York
Uh,
Giants, and you know, we don't promote drugs, but I think Kerry Collins was doing better when he was high on coke than anything else because
well, when they beat the Vikings 41-0 in the NFC Championship game,
I
I mean,
remember that moment. We had a friend of ours named John Vega who said that they were going to win 100-0, and
100 to
he
nothing.
had us believing in the third quarter.
He was
Within the
almost
first two
halfway
minutes,
there.
if I'm not mistaken, Jason Sehorn scored a touchdown in the first 2 minutes of the game with an interception.
Yeah, I think it was
So,
like 14-0 after 2 minutes. Like, are we serious right now? Okay,
all
we need to
right.
have him on the show.
Another rumor is Russell Wilson could be traded to the New York Giants. Are you sold on that?
you know, it seems like he's getting up there in age. He's 33. And as much as I think we can use a quarterback like him, I don't know how much it will benefit us in the long run, long term. You know what I'm saying? Because we got an
Hmm.
offensive line that can't protect anybody, and we already got Daniel Jones running all over the place. That's I think what's going to happen to Russell Wilson. I mean, granted, if there's nothing goes well between now and next year or whatever with Seattle, because Seattle's in the dumps right now. Why can't we entertain that idea of him coming to New York and trying to revamp this offense? You know what I'm saying? At least that'll give us a
Like,
piece of the puzzle that solidifies us with a
mhm.
quarterback. Then we just got to fix the pieces around him, which they've done that. You know what I'm saying? They've done that in Seattle with, and they've been successful. Two Super Bowl appearances, one Super Bowl title. So but if they keep prolonging this and they don't make it happen, then let's go with it because we don't need an aging Russell Wilson, getting hurt.
Well, I mean, you look back where Kurt Warner was the quarterback, and then
Yeah,
Eli Manning was there, and then it wasn't until we were out of the playoff picture that Eli Manning took over the snaps, right?
yeah,
And then that was a great handoff because it was the developmental stage for Eli Manning. And look what he has done so far after that, winning 2 Super Bowls. So,
yeah,
I mean, granted that things got ruined just because management was failed to recruit, failed to draft, great prospects. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But hey, we're gonna be tuning in to our NFL picks. It's week 14, but before we do, I would like to put a commercial break with Jace Garcia and his crew. They're covering the NBA this year, and it's a great show, man. It's called Posting Up Podcast. Check it out.
Attention all basketball fans. CMG Sports presents the Posting Up Podcast, where Lucas Boldick, Sean Scanlon, and Kings A discuss the latest news and topics throughout the NBA. So, if you have a love for basketball, make sure you check out the Posting Up Podcast, live every Tuesday and Saturday on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Also available for download on every podcast platform.
And that's right. You can tune into www.clovercrestmedia.com. You could follow through. It's free. Listen to the shows covering all kinds of sports and other greatest areas of the podcast. That's right. It is Clovercrest Media, presented by the CNG Sports Podcast Network. Definitely check them out. I'll get your support. You can follow them on YouTube and on Facebook. And now it is time for NFL picks week 14. And look, we started with a Thursday night football with the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Minnesota Vikings.
It was crazy last week. You and I disagreed on 5 games. It was a big juggernacker. You took 3 out of the 5 and still got a 2-game lead on me. So I got some catching up to you. So we're getting to crunch time. We're running out of games here. I'm running out of games here. Like they say, I'm burning daylight here. So I got to catch you up. I thought I had you until you won 3 in a row last week.
Oh, you thought you had me. Yeah.
I had you
They
until
always say that.
until Lamar Jackson.
You sound like them guys that used to burn in high school when they was like, yo, let's race. And then, almost had you. Like, dude, you had dust. That's all
Look,
you had.
I'm going to blame Lamar Jackson for that 2-point conversion. I'm going to blame Mother Nature for Buffalo. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do Sean McDermott. I'm just going to blame everybody but me. Look, this is a very intriguing non-conference matchup for Thursday night, tomorrow night. Pittsburgh, Minnesota. And it's crazy because when I started looking at this game, I was thinking, is this going to be tough to pick or is it going to be easy to pick? And this was one of my 2 games that I was telling you earlier in the week that I was having a hard time picking. This was just one of the 2 out of the 14 games I think we got this week. This started off with this right here. I'm like, okay, we seen a Pittsburgh Steelers team that won last week, or did they really win? Because Baltimore lost that game. Minnesota, look, Detroit. Hats off to Detroit. They finally won their first game of the season. It was a very emotional time for them, granted. But these 2 right here, respectively, rank 1st and 2nd in the league in sacks. That's not a good stat here. So you're talking about Kirk Cousins and Big Ben. I think they're going to have to rely on their running game somehow, some way, either one of them, to try to get something going between these 2. Minnesota is 3-2 at the house. Okay, and their offense to me ranks better than Pittsburgh's defense because their offense is ranked 6th in the league. Minnesota is, and I understand they got the injuries like Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. They're hurt. I don't know if they're going to be playing or not. but their passing, their rush offense is much better than Pittsburgh's rushing defense and passing defense. So I'm going to go with a slight edge here, and I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings at home against Pittsburgh to start off this week, Thursday night football. I just think Kirk Cousins can get it done a little bit more than this aging Big Ben who's saying he's going to be done after this year. So I got
Well,
the
did say he was done with the Steelers. He didn't say he was going to
yeah,
retire. That
yeah,
is the rumor, right? But
yeah,
I think this. I think they're down. They're making themselves look soft,
yeah.
like they're not that good. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they're better than what they're saying on the post game. Okay, the Steelers are gonna come and they're gonna beat the Vikings. That's my pick.
Okay.
I believe that the run game is going to be in effect. I think that they will throw the ball. I know Ben can't move the way he used to,
Yeah.
but I just don't trust Kirk Cousins. I don't.
Hmm.
And after that post game interview he had, I wish I could just reach out and slap him and be like, "Come on, bro, seriously." Like, yeah, every game's a must win or whatever it is. That speech that he was given. Look, I know he's thrown over 3,000 yards, but then you got Najee Harris, man. You got to give him props. He's running the
Yeah.
ball. He's gonna be the difference maker in this game, and that's why I'm picking Pittsburgh to win.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to happen. Like I said earlier, it's going to come down to the running game, and then if Pittsburgh can get Najee Harris going, then they have a chance of doing this. But yeah, I think Kirk Cousins rank in the top 10 in passing, so we know he likes to throw this ball. And I think that they can. I can't
They'll
use
play
the.
smart, man.
I,
They'll play smart. They know they got to maintain. I don't think they want Big Ben to retire without heading to the playoffs.
and both of them still got a lot to play for. They're both trying to get into that playoff positioning. You know what I'm saying? At one
Mhm.
point during the year, they were there, and then they fell off. They just both not. They're both inconsistent. And think about it: Pittsburgh tied the Lions. The Vikings just lost to the Lions. So the Lions are laughing at both these teams. But I'm going with the Vikings. I'm taking the home team here.
That
I
is
just,
true. That is true. I like how you said that. One was a
so,
tie, one was a loss. So
yeah.
yeah, benefit of doubt goes to Pittsburgh. Baltimore at Cleveland.
Baltimore and Cleveland, man. This is going to be an interesting matchup right here. Cleveland is what coming off a bye week, right? And Baltimore's kind of banged up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's kind of killing me, man. Even though I went for them, and I think they should have won that game last week, or at least forced overtime to see what happened. But Baltimore won the last four meetings against Cleveland, and but Cleveland is 4-2 at home, I believe, this year. And what was interesting when I looked at this game is that they're both 5-2 when leading at halftime this year. So that tells me whoever has the lead at halftime is going to win this game. Okay. And Baltimore won the game earlier. This time is in Cleveland. I'm leaning towards the Cleveland Browns in this game. It's just something about this Brown team that they still got that fire. They got a little spark. You take two rocks and trying to get that fire going. They think they just keep rubbing a little bit harder, and they're going to make this division race a little bit more interesting with this win against Baltimore. To me, Baltimore had their chance to beat Pittsburgh to try to stretch that lead in the division. But now Cleveland, they got to go to Cleveland. I think it's just going to be a little rude awakening for them. So I'm taking the Cleveland Browns in this game.
If Nick Chubb is healthy enough to play in this game, that'll be a difference maker here.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a game where you have to throw the ball all the time.
Right.
Okay. And I know that there's talent in the Browns, and I know things ain't going well for them, being that they're 6-6. But you're right. I think it's slight edges Cleveland just because Baltimore is banged up, and they lost
Right.
two. Ravens lost two more
Mm.
starters in the defense, and I think that's going to be the difference maker when it comes to the run game for Cleveland. So good job, man. Good job. Yeah, we agree on that one. That's one.
Oh,
Jacksonville at Tennessee.
next.
No, don't even go there.
I know what happened the last time I said that.
Don't even
Jacksonville
go
went
there.
on and won that game. Look, I just think Tennessee's just a little bit better. I know they don't have Derrick Henry, you know what I'm saying, but Jacksonville's stuck on a 4-game losing streak. And during that 4-game losing streak, they've been averaging 12 points a game. Where do you go from here, to try to break that against the Tennessee Titan team? You know what I'm saying? And so Tennessee, I believe they're undefeated. They're like 3-0 coming off a bye. under Mike Vrabel. So who knows? I just think Tennessee is going to maintain their spot on the top because I did say earlier that I thought Tennessee was going to edge the Colts, for that division title. So I'm going with the Tennessee Titans in this game. Go
The
ahead.
the Jaguars beat the Dolphins 23-20 at home. They beat the Bills at home 9-6. And did you know that statistically, and I know I'm jacking that word up,
Yeah,
stat wise,
I get it. I know what you're talking
Jacksonville
about.
is better than Tennessee.
But they're in Tennessee. They're not in Jacksonville.
I know. So I'm going to throw a curveball and go for Jacksonville on this
Oh
one.
my Lord, have mercy! Thank you for letting me try to catch up to you. I just need a Christmas gift from you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna pick Jacksonville, and I'm gonna pick them to win by 2 points.
When the spread is 10, oh my God. Hmm,
They're
interesting.
gonna win by 2 points, and you ready for this?
I'm ready.
They're gonna win just like how the Ravens gave the game to the Steelers. 2 point conversion failed.
Oh, Tannehill's gonna get sacked.
I don't trust that guy, man. I don't trust him.
I respect that. I
All right,
respect that.
all right. Las Vegas at Kansas City.
Man, this is gonna be a good game right here. I'm sorry, man, but the Chiefs are 5-2 at home. They're 2-1 in their division. Okay, they won five straight, and they're third. The Chiefs are third in on offense. They're averaging like 25 points a game. These guys are hot at the right time here. They're doing their thing. They're at home, so they got the crowd behind them. So I see them beating. I see them beating Las Vegas here. So I don't see any other way of seeing this. But I mean, Kansas City's defense is even doing it too. I think they've allowed maybe a little more than 10, 11 points a game during their 5 game winning streak. So their defense has been stepping up and helping Patrick Mahomes during this winning streak. And while that's happening, that's taking a lot of pressure off of Mahomes. So that in turn helps him throw a lot of passes. So I got the Chiefs winning this game and extending that lead in the AFC West.
Trust in Steve Spagnuolo when he goes and fixes that defense in preparation for the Raiders.
Yes,
He's a Super Bowl champion,
yes, he is.
formerly known with the New York Giants. So I'm telling you right now, he knows how to beat these guys the second time around. It's not going to be easy for the Raiders. So
No,
I'm taking the Chiefs. New Orleans at New York Jets.
man, I feel bad more for the Saints than I do the Jets. And I know Taysom Hill is hurt. He has a injury to his finger. I don't know if it's broken or not. So I don't know if they're gonna go back to Trevor Simeon on this one. But I just think this is a game for the Saints to come into MetLife and just break that 5 game losing streak. And you know what's interesting about this? That I know that the Saints are on a 5 game losing streak, but here's a stat for you. The Saints are 5-0 when they lead at halftime. So all their wins, they were leading at halftime. So I think if they could get a comfortable lead at MetLife against the Jets, they could come out and break the streak and beat the New York Jets. I think it's kind of crazy to think that, but
So you're taking
I,
the Saints?
I take the Saints. I know the injury has plagued them a lot this year, but the Jets, man, they rank almost dead last when it comes to like run defense. So I think, trying to stop the Saints from running that ball is going to be a daunting task for the Jets. So because you've seen that what they did against the Cowboys, they were just running that ball, and the Cowboys seemed like had no answer.
Mhm.
Okay, and the Cowboys are better than the Jets defensively. So I think that they're going to squeak by a win and break this losing
Look,
streak.
the Jets got more total yards than the Saints, and,
Yes.
and yet the Jets have the worst record than the Saints, right? Being down there in MetLife, I'm just gonna lean over to the Jets on this one. I'm picking the Jets over the Saints.
All right.
I mean, Sean
Jets.
Payton even said it that this is the hardest year for him to coach with
Yeah.
a lot of players being banged up,
Yeah.
and the
You're
Jets
right.
have more in depth than the Saints right now. So injuries are killing the Saints, and then I mean, Jets are the Jets. They're Jets, right? Never
Yeah.
heard of, but all right, cool. But Dallas at Washington. This is probably the game of the week right here because Washington is on fire. Dallas, I don't know what's up with Dallas. They were on top. They looked like they were Super Bowl contenders, but all of a sudden the Dallas fans are kind of quiet. They're like, yeah, Super Bowl. But before there was a lot of chatter. Now, I don't know. Then Ezekiel Elliott is saying that his knee bothers him and stuff. I mean, this guy's getting paid so much money for not being productive for the last couple of years. Um, I don't know what you say about this.
This is just your classic NFC battle here between these two teams, and I know that the Washington football team has only allowed 17 points a game during their 4-game winning streak, so their defense has stepped up and played really hard, winning these games to keep themselves in that race for that division title. However, I just think that the Cowboys just are a more explosive team on offense. They're 6-0 when they score first, and I think they're going to be able to get on the board first against this Washington team. Again, the Cowboys are undefeated when they lead at halftime. So I think things like this, they're undefeated in the division. And even though Dallas have lost 3 of the last 5 games, and in that spurt of losing 3 of the last 5, they have given up a lot of points. So that could favor Washington. But I am going to lean towards Dallas in this game and to slow down Washington on all aspects of the ball here and even their winning streak. I think Dallas is they want to control this division. They got to start now and win this game. So I'm taking them over the Washington football team in a very close game.
I'm glad that you picked Dallas because I'm picking Washington on this one.
All right.
I'm a believer with Washington. I believe in Rivera. He's defensive minded. He knows he got to slow down Dak Prescott, put that pressure on him. Get him in his face, get him off. And I know they're talking about this running game that the Dallas has, but running game is really not working for them. That offensive line is not the same. They're struggling, just like the New York Giants offensive line. They just have a better quarterback that could throw the ball. But then you have the owner, Jerry Jones, getting into people's business, telling them about, well, the receivers got to do a better job. They got to do a better route running. Well, you're going against a Washington defense that's playing a lot better when Chase Young is out of the game. So I'm leaning over the best defense right now. And right now, Washington has a better defense. I'm taking Washington on this game.
Yeah, I do agree with that point because I know Washington is third in the league in rush defense, but Dallas is sixth in the rush offense. So I think that's going to be a key to see who can stop who. Can Washington stop the run on Dallas, or can Dallas run that ball against them? So I think
Mm.
that's going to be a case. And if Prescott sees that he can't run the ball, he's going to be stuck having to throw that ball against that
Mm.
defense. So, but I still got Dallas to win this on the road. So
I got Washington with their pride. I like it. Atlanta at Carolina. And Carolina got Cam Newton back a couple of weeks ago. Scored the very first touchdown. Did his Superman open shirt, saying "I'm back," and he looked like the same old Cam I knew when he always been with Carolina. Straight up garbage. I'll pick in this one. Atlanta wins.
yeah, and Carolina they did get rid of their offensive coordinator, right, Joe Brady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement. I do got Atlanta winning this game also. I mean, I don't like Atlanta, but I think they're less sloppier than Carolina at this point in the season.
Yeah.
So I got
Finding
Atlanta.
offensive coordinator was not the solution. They just don't have a quarterback for Brady who knows how to manage the offense. And yet you fired one of the best offensive coordinators just because your team sucks. Well, your team is banged up. Your star running back, McCaffrey, is out for the season.
Yeah.
You don't have receivers and you don't have any backups. So you're straight up garbage. What can I say? But Atlanta is always known for having big leads and just blown it up. So they
I know
love
that's right.
garbage. Seattle at Houston.
You know, Seattle needed that win last week. It was a desperation call, and they wound up pulling that victory over the 49ers last week. I think they can build that momentum against Houston, who's ranked dead last in run defense in the league. So I think that should give an opportunity for Russell Wilson to maybe, I don't know, do some play actions or whatever the case may be. I think he's starting to look a little more healthier now. You know, he's starting to look like the old Russell Wilson that we knew. So I think they kind of bounce back here in Houston and they take the win over the Texans.
Look, man, it was expected for Russell Wilson to play what he did. I mean,
Yeah.
Being that he was out for a while, to come back and get to a groove of things is not because he's old or nothing like that. It's getting that body back into rhythm, getting to that pace. And I think he found his way. I think the team is a little bit too late for where they're in right now in this situation. But what perfect time to bounce back to get a win streak against Houston. So yeah, I'm taking Seattle, excuse me, for this game. Detroit at Denver.
I think it was a very emotional win for Detroit last week, with that shooting in Oxford High School. Prayers out to the family and friends that are all affected by that. It was very emotional, and I know they dedicated the game ball to them, and congratulations to Detroit. They did that. But this is a new week. You're talking about Denver, who has a tough defense, to a Denver team who is at home. So they're looking to stay in the playoff hunt. I think this is what they call a reality check for Denver Broncos. They know they're at 500. They need to win this game. They will win this game and send Detroit on a new losing streak.
You're such an ass, dude.
I mean, you could pick Detroit. I mean, if you want. I mean, I don't care.
No, I was in a debate,
Oh,
and,
okay.
and this was one of my hardest pick because look, Detroit came close to beating Chicago, came close to
Yeah.
beating Cleveland,
Yes.
ended up with a tie with Pittsburgh. But
Yes.
man, they got manhandled by Philadelphia, 44-6. What type of Detroit are we getting? In golf, it has been named the offensive player of the week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was some good stuff they did this week. They actually got their first win.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
They're
like,
not.
man,
They're
what
not
am
on
I
a losing
thinking?
streak.
What am I thinking, man? Denver's gonna win. I can't do that.
Hmm. I
I
kind of figured.
the It's 8.5 the spread. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll pick Detroit with the points.
I can see that.
I
I can
don't
see
think
that.
they're getting blown out,
Right.
but I'm taking Detroit with the 8.5.
I
But
can see
Denver
that.
wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
You can see that. Can you see this? The Chargers host the New York Giants. In which, watch this. Okay. I'm a little bit confused here.
Hmm.
Okay. I gotta read my notes real quick. It says Mike Glennon maybe could start this Sunday because he may be cleared to play after a concussion protocol. Daniel Jones is not going to play this weekend, but they got Jake Fromm, which they acquired him from Buffalo Bills a couple of weeks ago. He's next in line. So, knowing and what I saw, Mike Glennon and that offense, it's worse than if any other coach was trying to manage this offense. I'm sorry. If Mike Glennon is able to play, pick the Chargers with the 10.5 points. Okay. But if Jake Fromm actually plays, I'm taking the Giants spread. But the Chargers will win.
There's only one unlogical reason why the Giants will win this game, and that being that the Chargers have alternated wins and losses in the last 6 weeks. And since they won last week, it is time for them to lose this week.
Only because I'm going for the Chargers. The
Well, no,
Giants are going to win
it's
because
just
that's
like,
what's been happening to me too. It alternates.
well,
I
the
mean, you got the
Chargers,
stats.
yes, but the Chargers have alternated wins and losses for the last 6 weeks. They lost, they won. They lost, they won. They're inconsistent for the last 6 weeks. But yeah, your track record picking with the Giants, you're 0-5 when you're for the Giants this year. So yeah, I'm got the Chargers in this game. I think this is a game that the Chargers need more than the Giants. They want to keep
Mm-mm.
moving in the right direction. I'm sorry, but I think the lightning bolts are gonna.
But the Giants are doing the same thing. They're win one week, lose another week. They bounce back. They're due for a win, while the Chargers are due for a loss. It's not
Well,
going to
the
happen
only
this
the
week.
only way the Giants win is if we pick against them.
I'm picking against them.
So that's the only time they can win, because when we pick them, they have not won a game yet this year. So go Chargers, go lightning bolt.
Buffalo at Tampa Bay.
Oh God. I mean, I'm second guessing myself whether or not I still want to pick Buffalo as the AFC champions. I mean, they're falling apart here at this. They're busting at the seams. You know, when you eat too much at Thanksgiving and it carries over to Christmas, and you're wearing the same pants that you was wearing
Oh,
in the summertime, the seam
what?
starts ripping. Yes. Mm-hmm. The overweight lovers in the house. You know.
Oh,
So
hell no. No, you're not using that as an example.
I'm just saying, Buffalo's pants are ripping at the seams here. Okay, and Tampa Bay is first in the league in scoring, averaging over 30 points a game here. They're number one in run defense. They're number one in pass defense. Tampa Bay is undefeated against non-conference teams. Shall I continue with the stats here with Tampa Bay? Buffalo don't got nothing going for them so far in this game, in my opinion, any stat wise against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is undefeated at home. Did I mention that? I mean, I don't know what Buffalo can do to try to even stop Tom Brady in the air or on the ground. If
Bef-
they stop one element of it, are they going to be able to stop the other?
mm,
I mean, this is just going to be okay. Buffalo, they rank second in the league in scoring defense. I get that, but you know what? If your offense ain't helping you, what good is your defense? I know
mhm.
defense wins championships, but if your offense ain't going to produce anything to help the defense, Buffalo is not. Their defense could look spectacular on paper, but your resume ain't showing nothing with your record. So I think this is where Tom Brady and the Bucks are going to continue winning at home, staying undefeated, and they're going to beat the Buffalo Bills.
I agree with you 100%. San Francisco at Cincinnati.
Man, who you got on this one? Because this was my other This is my second game.
So I'm a
This is
little
my other
concerned
game.
about I'm a little concerned because Burrow does throw the ball a lot. Will
Yes,
his
he does.
pinky finger be healthy enough
Right, right,
to throw the ball?
right.
But then you
Hmm.
got San Francisco, which very they done good lately. You know what I'm saying? All right. So they've won 3 of the last 4 games. They beat the Rams, they beat the Jacksonville, they beat Minnesota. But they go ahead and lose to Seattle. Okay. They
Yeah,
lost to
Seattle was desperate.
Seattle 30
Seattle
to
was desperate.
23. They had a chance to win that game. Did that lose pretty much rendered them for continue their success? That is my biggest question, right? And then there is Cincinnati. And stat wise, you would think that the Bengals got it going on, but the Bengals are only 1 yard better than the San Francisco 49ers.
Right.
So who do you pick? So I take the home team. I'll
You know
take
what?
Cincinnati.
And when you got stats like that, it's you want to lean towards that, right? Because I mean, you look at the overall history, 49ers lead the series. Okay. San
Oh
Francisco
well, Joe Montana,
exactly, that's
Steve
why.
Young, right?
And then San Francisco right now is 4-2 on the road. So that kind of favors them
Oh
just a little bit.
man, you're
Just
right.
just a little bit. That's the thing. But here's another stat though. What kills me about this stat that made it tough for me because San Francisco is 4-1 when they lead at halftime. Cincinnati 6-1 when they lead at halftime. So they both got outstanding records when leading at halftime. So the best thing I can think of is that they're both tied at halftime, so it can make it an interesting second half for me. But if somebody's winning at halftime, I think that is the team that's going to win because of the stats are showing that right now. But yes, the 49ers are 4-2 on the road. You see, and that's what's killing me.
Yeah,
I
but at the same time, if you was take the Garoppolo and Burrow out of the
right,
equation, you still have Mixon, who is running very hard for the Bengals,
right.
which is close to hitting over 1,000. He should hit over 1,000 in this game, and he
Yeah.
has 12 rushing touchdowns, which is a lot better than the 49ers.
Yeah, because Mixon is up there in rushing. He's
Yeah,
up there.
he
So
won't beat Jonathan Taylor,
no, he's
but
not. No, but he
right.
should be able to pass a broken Derrick Henry, which I get that. But you pick Cincinnati. You're picking the home team. I
Mhm.
got Cincinnati winning this game 27-20. That was my pick. It was hard to pick, but I got it. I think I,
27-20.
I think that's
Save
gonna
it.
be.
You
I
got
think
to
it's gonna
save
be.
that one.
I think Cincinnati's gonna win this game, but it's gonna be very close.
So
San
I'll guess I'm going to pick under in that game, 48 and a half.
Francisco.
That's because that's the spread.
Oh, is it?
48 and a half. Yes.
I,
I
I,
mean,
I
not
didn't
the
even
spread. That's the
the
over
over.
under.
I
Right.
didn't even. That's the one thing I did not see. I just made that score up. I was like, I think it's just gonna be that close of a game. But that's good. I didn't see that.
All right. Chicago at Green Bay Sunday Night Football.
Dun, dun,
Now,
dun, dun.
Justin Fields will start for the Chicago Bears, and Aaron Rodgers will play with his messed up toe.
A hurting Aaron Rodgers is better than a healthy Justin Fields.
Bro, I call bullshit on that one. I'm sorry. I'm just
I'm,
calling bullshit.
hey, R E
That's
L
just a
A
story. No.
X RELAX.
Look, Aaron Rodgers has thrown 28, 78 yards. That's how much. He's thrown 23 touchdown passes. He has Montgomery and he has Devontae Adams. I mean, these guys are firepower. They got more weapons than the Chicago Bears. I don't think the defense can handle the Green Bay Packers offense. Justin Fields, a rookie. I think the coaching staff, you could tell the difference between that staff and New England. Okay. You don't know what you're doing with your rookies. You're not protecting your
Yeah.
rookies. You're not setting them up. And that's why Justin Fields, which many say they applaud him for being a Bears and everybody loves him, but he is set up for failure. And look, man, Green Bay is going to torture the Bears.
You know, I think Aaron Rodgers could have kept his comments to himself when he said, "I own you," which is true. I get it, but you don't have to throw that in the Bears fans' face. I mean, they already know that. That's just adding salt to the wound. And isn't the Packers undefeated at home this year at Lambeau? I think they are. So that just makes it even worse.
Yeah, they're 5-0.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that makes it even worse.
But if
So,
the Bears were to win, that is going to be the biggest joke on Aaron Rodgers.
oh, it will be, it will be, and
Mm.
it'll be a good help for Tampa Bay and Dallas to catch Green Bay. Seriously.
It's just better for Tampa Bay. Yeah. Tampa Bay, which I picked to be number 1 seed.
Well, Tampa,
Crazy.
well, it's crazy because Tampa Bay was my NFC championship, my
Hmm.
NFC team to play Buffalo in the Super Bowl.
Well,
And look,
speaking about number
and
1 seed,
I'm getting the preview this weekend.
mm, not this game, but this game, the Los Angeles Rams at Arizona Cardinals. This is the last chance for the Rams to
Yeah.
prove that they are contenders. Prove to me otherwise that they could reach to the Super Bowl. Um, it seems like that's not going to happen, but I'm picking the Rams because this is the last chance.
Wow. I did not see that coming. Honestly,
Tell
I
me,
didn't see that
tell me
coming.
you did not pick the Rams.
No, I didn't pick the Rams. No.
Okay.
I got the Cardinals. I mean, if the Rams can avoid making mistakes against the Cardinals, who has a plus 12 turnover ratio, then maybe the Rams will win this game. But I just think that the Cardinals are just on a different level right now. And unlike the Eagles and the Falcons, they're soaring high in the air with the
Well,
wings.
remember the last time they played, they
Yeah.
didn't have Odell Beckham.
Uh,
Okay.
who-
And I'm not saying that he's the biggest difference maker, but Stafford needs to control the turnovers. He needs to start forcing the ball
yeah.
because that's his biggest problem when they had their losing streak.
Yeah.
Is Stafford is ruining that offense, and he's looking like the Detroit Lions of his whole entire career.
Hmm.
And that's why Lions couldn't do anything. And he
Yeah.
does not have to force the ball. There is too much talent in the Rams for him to force the ball. If you could
Right.
protect the ball, get in there. I'm telling you right now that the Rams can beat the Cardinals.
No, you're right. I mean, this is a division game, so I'm not going to sit here and say that they can't beat them. If they avoid the mistakes, they can do it. I mean,
It's just
uh,
hard. It's in Arizona, though.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's why I'm giving the advantage to the Cardinals here, not because of their record, but I mean, yeah, Arizona is 4-0 in the division. Okay, they are in top 10 when it comes to offense and defense on both sides of the ball. So again, the kind of the weird stats that I've been looking at for this whole week, the Cardinals are 9-0 when they lead at halftime, and they're 10-2. So that tells me something that they get that lead early. Then there's no looking back for the Cardinals. Okay,
Hmm.
I mean they had that almost that NFC Championship preview against the Packers earlier this year, and that was an awesome game that came down to the wire, you know. But and the Rams, they've been struggling ever since they got Von Miller and Odell Beckham. It's like they put their foot in their mouth on social media, and I agree. I thought they were going to be one of the top tier teams in the NFC to make a run because of their defense. But all of a
Right.
sudden, they've been falling apart for the last 3, 4 weeks. And I would like to see them come back on top because we're looking right now, if the playoffs were to start today, the Rams and the Cowboys in the first round. And if the Rams are going to make any push, they need that defense to start stepping it up and giving Stafford some time on offense to do something, because you keep putting all the pressure on Stafford to do something, and your defense don't do nothing. The Rams are going to fall apart, man. But I can't be mad if I lose this game. Arizona, I mean, the Rams are a great team. I take nothing away from them. They got a lot to play for. At 8-4, it seems like, okay, you think they're looking at their record, but they're playing a 10-2 team. They're 10-2 for a reason. So I got the Cardinals in a slight edge here. So
Yeah, big shout out to Scott Embry. How you doing, fellow battle buddy? He is a veteran. Thank you for visiting our show and supporting us. What's up, brother? Hope you're doing all right. Hope the family and everybody else is doing okay. Thank you for watching. Man, this guy's a good dude, man. A pleasure and an honor to serve with him. One of the guys, man, that was a difference maker in my career. So, big ups to Scott, man. So thank you very much. Hey,
this is awesome,
how many games are we different here?
Right now, we had disagreed on 5 games this week, and that's the same amount it was last week.
And you know what was going to happen? I'm taking all 5 right now.
Oh, no. We're going to flip the script.
You know what? And watch this. I'm even giving it to you because I purposely picked Jacksonville because I feel sorry for you.
Here's the thing. This is the third time this year. This is the third time this year that we've disagreed on 5 games. The first time was early, week 2. I got you 3-2. Last week, you got 3-2. This is the best 2 out of 3. I think I'm going to get you this time, and I need.
Like if I go 4-1,
oh my God,
I picked Jacksonville. That's all of them. But
if you go 4-1, you're stretching out that lead on me. But I need to go 4-1 just to be tied with you, just to have any chance to go into next week on a clean slate.
Oh man!
So, and it's crazy because it starts tomorrow night and it ends Monday night. Wow.
Awesome. And once again, you're listening to All 4 Downs podcast presented by CMG Sports Podcast Network. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Follow our Twitter account, which is also displayed in our ticker, at OV_HHW show. And of course, at Hector V Jr. 1974. So, hey, it has been a privilege. And it's just getting excited, man. It's pretty awesome. I can't wait. I can't wait for all this.
I mean, we're talking about this late in the season, and every race is tight. Nobody's really running away with anything, which is awesome. I like it.
And also, hey, listen, I let me share my screen real quick because before we go, please also visit HHW Show. This is how the website looks like. All 4 Downs. You get the latest podcasts on video, and you can listen to the audio if you subscribe to Spotify. What else they got here? Let me see. Oh yeah, Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn. We're also located in iHeartRadio. So, man, it's pretty amazing. By all means, please check us out. This is strictly just entertainment. But if I have to pick and I have to make a bet, my top 3 games is guaranteed. This is that I am picking Green Bay, I'm picking Tampa Bay, and I'm picking Kansas City. Those 3 teams were guaranteed going to win this weekend. So if you're betting, you're on DraftKings or you're on Sugar House or FanDuel, those are the safest bet is those 3. They're going to win convincingly. But again, if you want to make more money, stick with your parlay 5 to 6 games real quick. $1 goes a long way. Trust me, I've been there and I already accomplished it. So I'm going to continue to do it again because you got to love football.
Yes.
All right. This wraps everything up. Once again, thank you for listening to All 4 Downs. Until next week, take care, everyone. Enjoy your week and be safe out there.